If you go into the jungle and you see a lion, what do you notice on the lion? A beard. They call it a mane, right? A beard. But the lioness, on the other hand, what do you see on that creature, the female creature? Doesn't have it. So, men shouldn't have beards on their face? Yeah, and should women have it? No. So, if a brother shaves off his beard, which gender is he operating in? Wait a minute. If a brother shaves off all his beard of his face, which gender is he operating in? No, you're not to you, know. He's operating in a female gender, brother. No, guys. He's operating in a female gender. Because God says a beard is a badge of manly dignity. Back in slavery, right? They used to shave off the slaves' hair on their head and their face, and they used to call them a word that begins with B. What's that word? Huh? What's that word? Boy. They used to call them boy. Give me a solution. Give me a solution. Let's not deal with that, man. Give me a solution to fix the grown men, your age group, to get on the right side with God. Give me a solution real quick. Because you're in your 40s, right? You're in your 40s? 50s. Good. Give me a solution that will attract a 50-something-year-old man to come on this side of the fence and battle for the Lord. Person got to be with God himself. What do you mean by that?
Like, you got to commit it. Like,
be committed.
You got to be afraid and be ashamed. Be afraid.
Alright, so what are you committing to? Let's do the committed part. Give me 2 Corinthians 13 and 5. Men being committed to God, right? What about God you being committed to? What about God are you being committed to? Like dedicating yourself to ensure you're following. What? You're not sure? Alright, give me 2 Corinthians 13, 5 and Psalms 19.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 13, verse 5. Examine yourselves.
What's the first thing we got to do?
Examine yourselves.
So the first thing, my brother, for the men in your age group, they got to examine themselves. But the thing is, what are you examining yourself against? Like, if I have to examine my physical self, I would need a what? Cleansing. You need a mirror. If I got to look at my physical self to see if my hair line up neat and, you know what I mean? My body's intact, I need a mirror. I need a mirror, right? So for you to examine yourself in the Lord, what do you need? Proverbs chapter 9, Psalms 19 and verse 7. Let's get that. Psalms 19 and 7. Let's see what you need to examine yourself. Read what you got.
The book of Psalms, chapter 19, verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect.
God says his laws, they are perfect.
Converting the soul.
What does the laws do?
Converting the soul.
So now, you're examining yourself, but you're doing it on the basis of God's laws. Right. Meaning, you're looking at the laws that says, thou shalt not commit adultery. And guess what you're doing, guy? You're saying to yourself, wait a minute, have I ever committed adultery in my life? No. Check mark. I'm good with that law. Leviticus 21 and 5. This is another law we got to use to examine ourselves. Leviticus 21 and 5. This is a law that I'm looking at you, and I'm thinking you're breaking it. I may be wrong, because there are men that grow differently. But I'll see what the Bible says, and I'll see if you'll confess. Read what you got.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 21, verse 5.
This is the laws for the men.
They shall not make baldness upon their head.
Read again for him.
They shall not make baldness upon their head.
So Christ says, when it comes to the hair on your head, you're not supposed to bald it off. You agree with that? You're not supposed to bald your head, right? Right? You agree with that? Good, read on.
Neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard.
Neither shall they
shave off the corner of their beard.
So my question to Guy is, do you shave your beard, parts of it, to leave a goatee? Huh? So you had a well-connected beard, but you shave part of it. So that means you're being transgression of this law right here. Right? Wait a minute, hold on, Guy, you seem puzzled. Read about the part of the law again.
Neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard.
Didn't we read that God's laws are perfect? We read that earlier, right? So do you see a problem with this law? No. So from now on, what you going to do? Meaning, you might be saying that in words, but actions God ways. Are you going to be growing your beard fully? Yes. Huh?
I don't know what the beard. Shave. Until something disappears, but it's trying to go back.
Yeah, try to grow it back. That's the point we're getting at. Try to grow it back. Because remember, we got to be in a right stand with God. And being in a right stand with God means we must obey His commandments. You see all these men out here, what we have in common? Beards. If you go into the jungle and you see a lion, what do you notice on the lion? A beard. They call it a mane, right? A beard. But the lioness, on the other hand, what do you see on that creature, the female creature? Doesn't have it. So, men shouldn't have beards on their face? Yeah, and should women have it? No. So, if a brother shaves off his beard, which gender is he operating in? Wait a minute. If a brother shaves off all his beard of his face, which gender is he operating in? No, you're not to you, know. He's operating in a female gender, brother. No, guy. He's operating in a female gender. Because God says a beard is a badge of manly dignity. Back in slavery, right? They used to shave off the slaves' hair on their head and their face, and they used to call them a word that begins with B. What's that word? Huh? What's that word? Boy. They used to call him boy. You hear that, guy? They used to call a grown man in his 50s a boy. Come here, boy. And they're doing this based on how you look, because they shave off all your beard. But today we voluntarily shave off our beards, and we get ourselves involved in something called boyfriend-girlfriend relationships. Are you married? How long are you married? 15 years ago? 15 you said? How's the marriage going? Be honest. Ups and downs. Okay, so in this marriage, right? Is it 50-50 shared? Is it 50-50? Or is it not? What is it? 50-50? Explain that for me and how that works. So give me Ephesians. How does a 50-50 marriage work? Like, can you tell your wife what to wear, what not to wear? You can do that? So I got you. Well, let's say you picking a tie for your wife. Sister, come close, sister, come close. Let's say you picking a tie for your wife, but then she says, I'm not comfortable in this, so I'm not going to wear what you selected. What's going to happen there? You got a problem. But it's 50-50, so she should be good with that. You should be good with that, I mean. Ain't that correct? So it's not 50-50 then. Okay, see we getting somewhere, guy. Give me Ephesians 5:22 now.
The book of Ephesians chapter 5 verse 22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands.
So the Bible commands the women to be in subjection to their own husband. What you find in society, a lot of women are more in reverence to the pastor than their husband at home. You know, I asked the sister, I said, let's say pastor comes over to the house. Are you going to feed the pastor first or your husband? She said, I'm going to feed the pastor first. That's what the woman said. And the man is the one providing the meal in the house. And listen, some of these women that's listening to me, they're guilty of the same thing. Because they see the pastor as the head. Who should the woman submit to?
Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands, as unto the Lord.
Meaning the same way you'll be in respect to Christ, you're supposed to be in respect and reverence to your husband. That's the order of the day. We gotta say, guy. Guy, we running now, we building, guy. We building. Where you going home? Alright, before you go, what's your nationality? Africa. No. Take for instance the Egyptians had the Israelites in slavery, right? Egyptians are Africans, you agree? Egyptians are Africans, you agree? So are you saying you enslave God's people, the Israelites? Because you just said you're an African. Are you telling me you enslave God's people, which are the Israelites? Because the Egyptians had the Israelites in slavery. The Pharaohs are Egyptians. Ramses, Egyptian. So are you telling me that you enslave God's people, being an African? Go ahead. Huh? You enslave people? You enslave nobody, so that means you're not African, guy. You know why you say you're African? Because you look like them. Like Japanese and Chinese, they look alike, but are they the same people? Exodus 11 and 7 real quick. Exodus 11 and 7. So I'm going to show you in the Bible, not because we resemble the other races or ethnicity, means we are them. We are greater than the African people. We're greater than them. We don't descend from Ham. We descend from Shem. Read this for him.
The book of Exodus, chapter 11, verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move its tongue.
Against any of the children of Israel that's on this sign, shall not the other nations move their tongues. They can't say nothing against us. Read.
Against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord do put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
That guy may know how the Lord does put a difference between the real Africans, which are the Egyptians, and the Israelites, which came from Shem. So even though, give me hand, right hand, stick right here. So even though, guy, we descend, we look like them, we're not the same people. So now, we got some literature here. This is a textbook called the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. I'm going to show you something what the scholars know about you that you may not have known yourself. Read what you got.
The Zondervan Bible Dictionary. Ham means the youngest son of Noah.
So they're saying that Ham was the youngest son of Noah. You know what Noah, right? That led through the flood. You know what Noah, right? Come on.
Born probably about 96 years before the flood.
Hey brother, hear this about the African people. Listen to this here.
Born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races.
He became the what?
The progenitor of the dark races.
The Bible says, let's hold the Bible up. The Donovan Bible Compact Dictionary says, Ham became the forefather of the dark races. So my question to you is, do we descend from Ham, given that we are a dark race people? Do we come from Ham, given that we are dark race people? No. Why you say no? Read the part again. Let me see what you say.
He became the progenitor of the dark races.
Ham is the father of the dark races. Do we? All right, let me respond, then you're gonna go. Do we come from Ham? You said no. Come on.
He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes.
He's the father of Nahu?
Not the Negroes.
It says Ham is not the father of the Negroes. In slavery, what did they call us? Open the flyer real quick. Open the flyer real quick. Open the flyer, turn it to suit you. Turn around to suit you. Okay, open the flyer. Right here, right here, right here, right here, right here. What does it say here? Africans sold the what? Africans sold the Negroes for guns. Well, you saying you're an African. You said it earlier. So did you sell my people, which are the so-called Negroes? Did you sell us? You see where the whole confusion comes in, brother guy? I see you saying, but I want you to understand one thing before you go. You're not an African. You're an Israelite according to the Bible. Right. That's what you must understand before you go. And you got to come out to the Christian church. Because that's how you earn up. You got to go, you got to go. You don't do that on Sunday. You sit there with your suit and tie, the place hot as hell. They ain't know you see the church. But you sit there and take the lies that the pastor is giving you. But truth coming out, I got to drop parcel off and all these type of things. Check out the flyer though, brother. At the back of the flyer, we got a contact number. Reach out to us if you find this interesting, alright? We got a church of the East Coast, bro. Reach out to us. Because we're looking for serious men.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models.